Hello, everyone. Abstract Tiger here, and I'm Chris,
I'm Drew.
and we are back with the next part of Kenobi. Last time we had the Mission Impossible version.
Yeah.
We had a couple of things happen. Probably the biggest thing is we had kind of an infiltration to save Leia
Yep.
again.
We
In
got 4 episodes.
the Fortress Inquisitorius,
Mm-hmm.
which is on the planet Nier, or the moon Nier,
Mm-hmm.
which is near Mustafar. Near? Far!
Near. Far. Near. Far. Near again. Far. This is near. You got that, huh?
Just realized what you did.
We had an interesting back-to-tank comparison shot between what Obi-Wan and Vader was
Yeah.
kind of going through. And then that sparked the whole, where's Leia? After he got out of the tank without being healed completely.
Mm-hmm.
So the Obi and Tala decided to go to near the Fortress Inquisitorius to rescue Leia. Things went as smoothly as possible, I guess, until the very end.
I wouldn't say going smoothly when you find out that all of your friends...
That's when whenever he walked into the room, and then that's where things kind of went off the rails.
Yeah.
Whenever Tara Sinube, I mispronounced the guy's last name.
Oh, is that Sinoop?
Nope, it's Sinube.
Okay. How many people in the comments told you that was
I
wrong?
don't know. Blind Wave.
Oh, nice.
Again, hi. Don't know if you'll ever see this, but hi. Yes. So, that was very disturbing. And one of the other things that could possibly they have, not just being used for their genetic material, but also like Luminara Unduli in Rebels.
Yep.
Her corpse still has a sort of a force presence on it.
Yeah.
That kind of attracted, Kanan, and that was a whole trap thing.
Right.
They could be using also that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
What, like, we're just going to put a bunch of them in a stasis tube and see if it works as a giant mousetrap for other force wielders?
Yeah.
That would be really, really dumb. Like, I played the game Mousetrap, and it'd be really dumb if you intentionally go to the headquarters of the Fortress Inquisitorius. It's in the name.
That's why I think they're not just going to hold them there. I think that's just a holding place until they find, there's potential over in this part of the galaxy, so we're going to take one and just kind of fill in the blank Jedi has been captured and they're in this particular holding facility, prison, whatever, etc., etc.
See, I actually had a really cool idea just now, because this is how my brain works. So in episode 3, we got to see them launch the probe droids.
Oh.
And I just imagine them putting the stasis tubes and going,
woof. Okay, all right. Well,
and it's like moths to one of those porch lights. You start seeing starships come in.
Yeah. Okay.
Got you now.
All right. We also see the T-47 air speeders. They're not just snow speeders. They're, I don't know if you can call them. They're, I don't know if you can call them air speeders. They're, they're not just snow speeders. They're, 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 they're multi-atmospheric.
Apparently now they are.
Yeah. Actually, in action and being somewhat effective to a certain degree. It's all about the pilot.
Wade was doing okay.
He was doing okay until Reva decided to throw some sort of like canister of explosive at him, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, we also saw an actually angry and Vader.
Oh yeah.
Where he was just yelling. We have really. I mean, I don't know if we. I mean, the only time we've heard him yell was that goofy "No," and that was about it. But no, this was just like, I am through with you. I am going to kill you now.
I will tolerate your weakness no longer.
Yes.
I have Vader as no happy camper.
Yes. And then lastly, probably the saddest part, Lola is now working for the Inquisitors.
Against her knowledge.
Against everybody's knowledge, yes. But she had the red eyes evil type of thing. So, yeah.
The best line in the episode, Reva is trying to mind read on Leia. And she's like,
is this a staring contest?
I have that in here. It's like, right there. Funny. And so I thought I had to mention that. I am so ready for the new episode.
Yeah. I have been chatting with people outside of our little, thing here. Just other people who we know it. They've been watching it and thoroughly enjoying the show, and we agreed that the young actress that is playing Leia is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I saw my mom and dad for Father's Day yesterday, and we were talking about
that dates this video. So,
oops.
Oh well, that's
leave it up to me every time. And we were talking about Obi-Wan, and they'd seen Episode 5, obviously.
Yeah, yes.
Obviously, I have not.
Yes, as have I until...
Yeah, and so I was like, I've seen up until 4, and they were like, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. So I'm like, what happens? And they were like, do you want us to tell you? And I was like, no, because I film. This isn't just a normal, hey, you can give me spoilers, I'll watch it when I can. This is like going in blind, no pun intended.
Yes. So, then, having said that, let's jump into this, shall we?
Yes.
I
put Ben is getting his groove back on my notes.
How Kenobi got his groove back?
Yeah.
Where is this?
What?
What?
Oh, there you are.
Little Annie?
Nope.
Are you ready?
Uh-oh. Practice. Oh, he's got his...
Are you? Then let's begin.
He's got his episode 3 outfit.
But he
sort of
still no.
He's kind of.
That's what he wore in episode 2.
Okay. Oh. Well, that was
awesome and depressing at the same time.
You have done well.
That means you get to live for today.
Yes.
Kneel before Vader. Sorry. That'd be. Oh. Hey.
I was right.
I had nowhere else to go. Right after I saw you, I got into a fight with that scary Lady Inquisitor. Now I'm wanted by the Empire.
We'll do whatever we can to help.
He's getting involved.
Let's hurry it up. Get ready for dust off. Leave anything you don't need.
Yes, carry. Take only what you can carry. Lola looks like a ladybug, but a very evil one. Now. Oh my. That's a lot of sabers.
We surrender, he'll kill us all.
He'll attack next. He hasn't the patience for siege. How do you know?
Because he's after me, that's why.
Too aggressive, Anakin. He Be mindful. Mercy doesn't defeat an enemy, Master. Why, you're gonna lose.
That's a creepy shot.
Mm-hmm.
More purge troopers.
Mm-hmm.
The Inquisitor ship has now arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Riva?
Of course.
That was underwhelming.
I don't need your opinion.
Going in the vents to see what's going on?
I'm a little too big to be crawling around in the vents. Would you like to try?
I'm going to need a ladder.
I'm going to need a ladder.
Take time right now, princess.
Do as she asks. You trust me? I trust her. Get her the ladder.
Get her the ladder.
Get her a ladder. Quick.
I know we said no communication, but your silence worries me. If he's found you, if he's learned of the children, if I don't hear from you soon, I'll head to Tatooine. Owen will need help with the boy. I pray you're safe, Obi-Wan. Both of you.
Oh,
That was-
wow, that was intense.
You're right, Ben. Some things you can't forget. But you can fight to make them better.
We got a plan B here?
We're going to have to slow them down. Tell the Inquisitor I want to talk.
You mean Anakin? You knew who Vader was. Back on Dairu, how did you know that? Vader would have kept that hidden, unless you were there.
It doesn't matter where I was.
The night of Order 66, you were a youngling.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you knew. You saw him.
Stop.
Anakin killed the others.
That's enough.
He killed the other younglings,
Enough.
but somehow you...
Enough!
Oh!
Flashbacks.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Noise!
Oh. Oh no! Tala! He's protecting her, shielding her.
Yeah.
She's gonna blow herself up.
May the Force be with you.
Oh, nice.
Kenobi is already ours.
He would deal with him himself.
There's no way out, Master. Archer, look out for her, will you?
You want to tell me? Are you going to fight without a weapon?
There are other ways to fight.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
What makes you think he won't see it coming?
Because all he'll see is me.
Because all he will see is me. That is true. Anakin and it does get tunnel visioned.
Yep.
I said that before.
There. Your weapon's gone. It's over.
Oh.
Much better.
Oh, you're nice now.
Yay.
Lola's fixed.
Leia!
Aw.
Where's Tala?
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh, come on.
It's empty. Bye. Haha. Oh.
You're a great warrior, Anakin. But you'll need to prove yourself as your undoing. Until you overcome it, Padawan will still be.
Yep.
He was wise to use you against me.
He's not even.
He's not even gonna bite back.
No,
He's gonna keep dodging.
He's not even. He doesn't have to.
That's a cool flip, though.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Those parlor tricks are not going to work on him.
He stopped the blade.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Not even with his own blade. That's gonna be...
That's insult to injury.
That's what I was gonna say. That's gotta be a hurt to his to her humility.
But it doesn't matter. He just took it back. Oof.
Did you really believe I did not see it, youngling?
He still calls her youngling. He's back.
Third sister,
Yes.
revenge does wonders for the will to live, don't you think?
Well, at least the wound is cauterized.
Yeah, but it's still a hole.
It's still, yes.
Something's wrong.
If he's learned of the children, I'll head to Tatooine. Owen, help the boy.
Oh, we actually get to see him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That was
Wow.
lots and lots and...
Jeez.
Now I understand why my mother said, watch it.
My goodness. I put Vader v. Reva.
I
was-
Reva v. Vader. Because she challenged him.
True, but it was still, you know, it was not much of a contest. it reminded me of how Palpatine played with Savage and Maul when they're fighting on Mandalore.
See, that reference I do remember. I got that one.
Because it's a very, very pivotal and very memorable moment.
Well, I was going to say,
Oh
I
my
watched
goodness.
all of Clone Wars, but some of those episodes that you come out and talk about, I'm like, okay, it's in the files somewhere. Nope, don't have it. Just to explain it. But this one, I'm like, yes, I remember that one because Savage was angry.
I don't know if he was really angry. He was just brute force-ish.
Focused?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But, he lost first, and then Maul tried to avenge his death.
Yeah.
But Palpatine was just like Vader playing with his food.
So, the Grand Inquisitor obviously
He was sad to be
was in a
back to tank. I was right. Yes.
He was in a back to tank the whole time, and he was going to make his comeback.
Yep.
They did not kill Reva.
No, they left her.
Which means now she knows about Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
So that's a lot to tie up in one episode left.
Yeah.
There's got to be a second season. There's no way they can get all this resolved in one episode.
Unless the final episode is actually way longer.
Even if it's longer,
it's just...
We've got to... First of all, since they don't have a hyperdrive, they've got to figure out how to hide.
Yeah, they gotta...
They got to figure out how to hide. They got to get Leia back to Alderaan. Obi-Wan's got to get back to Tatooine. Which, apparently, Bail Organa is there because he thinks that Obi-Wan's been captured. And so he's like, I'll take the responsibility to help Owen with Luke. Haja Ostri, I guess he would come back, and he did.
Yeah, he came back.
There's no way they only get Camille Nanjiani for one episode. Apparently, he's going to be in 3. The one he was introduced in, this one, and
he's in the finale.
He's on the ship.
He's on the ship, yeah.
So,
because he has an Obi saber and his blaster.
And his blaster.
So
plus, we don't know how many other. I mean, Ice Cube Jr., O'Shea Jackson Jr., Rogan.
Rogan, yeah.
Rogan.
Rogan. R-O-G-A-N. I think is how it's spelled.
I'm gonna put that in my notes so I don't call him Roku. Okay, so that was what I thought his name was the first time we watched it.
Okay.
Rogan, I mean, he might bust out a lightsaber just because they were there, and he said his wife was a Jedi, so he might know how to use it. You don't have to be a Force wielder to use a lightsaber.
No, but
once it's been activated with a kyber
helps.
crystal. Well, once it's been activated with a kyber crystal, it's just another weapon.
But even
you may
still,
not be in tune with the Force, but you can still activate it and swing it around. And
but I see that gunfire or projected energy weapons are a little bit more the norm and easier to get a hold of, easier to use than, say, a sword of some sort, because that actually takes skill.
Right.
Even somebody who's, it takes years to practice.
The reason why I bring up that anybody can pick up a lightsaber once it's been activated is because anytime someone wants to argue only a Force wielder can use a lightsaber, I'm like, Han cut open the belly. He used a lightsaber.
He used it as a knife rather than an actual weapon.
I'm not saying he would use it effectively. I'm just saying he can go. That's
and
you don't have to be a Force wielder to hit the switch.
True, and Finn in the sequel trilogy kind of
before he finds out he's Force sensitive.
They muddled that.
They muddled
considerably,
it bad, but apparently that's what he was like. I have something I need
supposedly,
to tell you.
yes, which he should have.
Everyone was thought he was going to be him saying he was in love with her. No, he's Force sensitive, and he was wanting Rey to train him.
Yeah, well, it's not.
That's what John Boyega came out and said. in an interview. But
You wouldn't have known that by watching any of the 3 movies.
The only time that you see any form of force sensitivity from Finn, off the top of my head, is when he is like flying to sacrifice himself, and then Rose
I don't
knocks him out of the way.
consider that force sensitivity. I consider that just an act of sacrifice in general. Rose just was Rose.
No. I'm talking about like while he was doing it, it was like he was telepathically. I know that's not the proper term. Telepathically communicating with Rey what he was doing, because Rey could sense what was going on, and it was like they were talking to each other, in their facial expressions. This is when she was with the little glass foxes doing the move the rocks thing. So before Ghost Luke showed up, or Projection Luke.
Any rate, that's
Obi-Wan versus Anakin
in
cut-ins.
the basically pre-Clone Wars era.
Yeah, because he still had his Padawan braid.
Yeah, he still
and
did.
his short hair.
Yeah.
So this was like Attack of the Clones time frame.
A little bit before, yes, at some point. I don't know. Yeah, they had. It couldn't have been
hands.
2. He could have. Yes, he could. I don't know how many years before.
They looked really good too.
The de-aging on Hayden was a little off. It did not look like. He didn't.
2001
yeah,
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about Hayden himself, but.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2001 Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
You're correct. Was it 2001? 2002? 2003?
Well,
What
the first
year
one
did-
was in '99.
I was going to say, what year did Revenge of the
So
Sith
it
come
came out 2-3 years later.
So that'd be
So
2002.
2002, just
And I think
ballparking.
Revenge
So,
of the Sith was 2005.
yeah. And yeah, so it was interesting. You saw a little bit. I guess you could say this was a little training montage of sorts with him, but my goodness, oh gosh, okay, yeah, that's the flashback to Anakin and Obi-Wan sparring.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting juxtaposition because, yeah.
It was almost like he was saying that every time that they get into a conflict, it's like a chess match between the two. And now the line, and I assume there's going to be another final showdown before A New Hope, so like episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time we faced each other, I was but the learner.
Yes.
Now it makes sense because he basically played him hard.
Yes.
Until the Reva thing backfired.
Reva, yeah.
Which I didn't
That
think
was
gonna work in the
impressive,
first
though,
place.
when Vader just grabbed the ship and pulled it back down. That's
Yeah, what was
something
the only other time we've seen someone...
we saw in the movies. The only time we sort of see that is when Rey and Kylo were having that tug of war with the one transport. That's
that
about
supposedly
it.
had Chewie on it, and then
Yeah.
she did Force Lightning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have seen that. I've seen people attempt it.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Ahsoka attempt it when Maul was trying to escape just shortly after Order 66.
Right, yep.
And the crashing troop carrier ship there, or the Republic cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
But then she had to let him go. And then there was something else. I can't. I know there was something else. I know in comics you see it.
Yeah.
In fact, in one of the comics, it shows Luke was walking out and pulling an entire fleet of Star Destroyers out of the sky and
Yeah.
crashing down onto a planet. And, walking up, and then there's like several AT-ATs standing in front of him. He just goes, whoa, and they all just fall over like dominoes.
Yeah.
I don't remember which comic that was. It's in Legends. It's not canon anymore, but
Yeah, Legends really messed with a lot of people's heads.
man. And seeing man, yeah. Seeing Order 66 from Reva's perspective,
Again.
yes. And yeah, we were right. She was one of the younglings there at the temple. Maybe not in that first group, but she was
in that first group because she was the one that said run
yeah.
to the other kids. But the fact that she was eyeball to eyeball with Anakin when he was just wrecking shop. That's a perspective. Still no idea who saved Grogu. But I thought maybe
not
they might,
important at this point.
well, I was gonna say I thought maybe they might use this Order 66 memory, and we were going to like see that Reva is the one that helped him escape or something like that.
No,
no, that's not what happened.
no. I figured.
And the whole reason she became an Inquisitor was to get close to Vader. That
yeah,
is
because
the
she wanted. She hates him.
craziest.
I wrote down Reva hates Vader / Anakin.
I
Because
know Reva wants to betray Vader.
yeah. And then she blames Obi-Wan for not being there. Well, he wasn't even on Coruscant when that whole thing went down. He was trying to get off of Utapau.
Yeah.
After Grievous died.
Yeah. So uncivilized.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't think it's so much that she what was the word you used? Something Obi-Wan? Blames Obi-Wan.
yeah.
I don't think it's so much she blames Obi-Wan for not being there. I think she blames him. This was your Padawan. How could you let this happen? You had one job. Don't let him become evil. And now he's the most evil entity in the galaxy.
Between losing Padme, losing Ahsoka.
Technically, he didn't lose Padme. At that point, he had not lost Padme. He just scared the snot out of her by force choking her because he got angry.
Kinda, but then...
But that was after he killed all the younglings.
Yes. But yeah, that was after that. But, you know, he did technically lose her. Yes. It's just Palpatine spun it in a completely different way. Wrong way. To drive him further.
Yeah.
Worst off, he lost R2. That would drive anybody insane. But it was sad seeing Tala sacrifice herself and Ned B.
There was so much going on, I forgot to put Tala died.
Yeah. Ned B protected her just long enough for her to get a thermal detonator and, well, take out quite a few, but not all of them. Lola is fixed now.
Yay!
Leia fixed her. That's a happy note. The one happy note, I guess.
The Grand Inquisitor's back, so the canon's back to normal.
Yeah.
That was really the comments on the tweets. A lot of people were really mad that they were retconning the Grand Inquisitor because he is...
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, whenever that episode happened, I mean, we've seen people survive worse.
Right.
I mean,
Maul.
Maul is a great example. For those of you who don't know, you need to watch Clone Wars. It's a bit of a grind in the first 3 seasons, yes. But...
And apparently you can watch them in chronological order because release
still
order is not correct.
Yes. Even then, it is a bit of a grind in those first 3 seasons where they do that wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff with the episodes.
Do you think that the 2008 Clone Wars movie is required viewing if you're going to watch the Clone Wars television series, or can you kind of just...
That actually...
Because they redo the introduction of Ahsoka in a way in Clone Wars, the TV series.
Actually, the movie is part of the whole series. It falls... There are episodes that deal with the...
Zero the Hutt? Or was that 2000?
that was when we introduced the Zero to Hut. I'm talking.
Yeah.
This is like whenever at the beginning where they're on Christophilus or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
There are several episodes that lead up to that point.
Okay.
In the Clone Wars in the first few seasons, so you could watch that. There is in the list of a chronological order where that movie falls into place and where you should watch it.
Where would that be? I know usually when I see chronological lists like that, it's usually Screen Rant or Ranker.
I don't know. Google.
Well, I didn't know if StarWars.com came out with the definitive that Pablo Hidalgo did.
I'm sure there is. I don't know. I haven't looked, per se.
Pablo Hidalgo is master of everything canon. So.
But, anyways. Yeah. Goodness. We have one episode left.
And there's a lot. Reva's not dead.
No, she's not dead.
But she's like...
She has been...
stuck. Well, no, unless...
I'm sure there's some other ship that, I'm sure that she can,
Well, I'm wondering if Vader and the Grand Inquisitor took the Inquisitor ship that she landed in.
She did, yeah.
Okay.
This is my ship, not hers. I'm sure that's what the case. And of course, I'm sure Vader showed up in whatever Lambda shuttle or whatever shuttle. I don't know if at this point he has his.
He just force flew like his Leia does in the sequel trilogy.
I hope not. Even though his suit is pressurized and sealed to, and it can withstand space, but I don't think it would be that withstand re-entry in a planet's atmosphere. He's not Master Chief. Okay.
Superhero land.
Yes.
Just watch Vader land instead of landing gracefully. I want him just superhero landing.
This is more like super villain landing.
Well, I mean, like the one knee on the ground, the fist on the ground. I want to see like a Vader version of that. It's one thing I've always.
I'm sure somebody has drawn that somewhere.
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in a comic, but I'm saying in live action. I just want to see. And all the sand dissipates because he hates sand.
Yes. All right. Here's what I want to go back and say. See the crate of sabers that's sitting there. That's a funky looking R2. The one that looks like a upside down snow cone.
I love the way you describe that.
Well, it does.
Shakalaka.
Okay. This is
more difficult than we thought.
I recognize this one here, and I will put a actual thing on this. This one here, the one that is, I don't know how to describe this. I guess the very bottom one. It looks like one of the ones from Saber Forge, not Ultra Sabers. Which, for those of you who have watched the channel a while, you know there's a lot of Ultra Sabers behind me with one Crimson Dawn. Saber Forge is another one. I do recognize it because it looks like it has like leather wrapped handle. Mm-hmm. They do a lot of leather wrapped handles on their stuff.
That is not what I thought you meant when you said you want to look at sabers. I thought you were going to try and guess whose they are.
No, I don't recognize anybody's per se. I'm sure there's somebody.
The one with the yellow is the only one that looks familiar, and I think that's because that's my variant of Cal Kestis's that I personally like.
I'm sure that there's somebody out there who could say, "Oh yeah, this is this person, this is this person," blah 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 blah. I don't know that, but
Eric, we're looking at you because I can't wait to watch his blind wave reaction and him be like, "That's Saber, that's Saber, that's Saber, that's Saber," and
which I will probably do that whilst I am letting
this render.
Yes.
Say plot twist that wasn't even in the script. Ewan McGregor just thought it looked cool and he picked it up.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Was watching.
This is a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't recognize anybody's, and the prop department was probably say, "Here, have fun."
Yeah. No. See, this right here confirms my theory. One of those sabers, the reason why he looked at it the way he did, is it's Mace Windu's. And that is why I picked this color. Because I believe this is the show that's going to reintroduce Mace Windu into canon, saying he didn't die.
I don't think none of these are maces. I know maces.
I was making a
okay.
joke.
All right.
I still think that Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson showing up in this, like they find him like Winter Soldier style, locked up in a cage. He's got a beard. You know, it's trust me, you know what I'm talking about. We didn't see a body. It's going to be Obi-Wan and Mace Windu fighting Darth Vader in Episode 6.
I don't think that's going to happen.
But I want it!
Okay, so...
And then we're going to meet like a little kid version of Thrawn.
Thrawn's an adult by this time. Wait.
You don't know how the Chiss age?
Yes. Okay. I don't really have anything else.
Empire.
I don't really have anything else.
I have nothing.
I'm sure inevitably I have to remember something later, and then I'll probably make note of it in the recap for the final finale.
Yeah, the cut-ins with Obi-Wan and Anakin were my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it was oof. This definitely, like I said in the reaction, this did feel like, Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, the final battle at the end with
Saruman's tower and the tree and the Ents.
Well, I'm talking about where they were in that one fortress in the middle of at the end of that. I can't remember what the place was called. Because they made mention of it's like, if we go there, there's no way out of that canyon.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I can't remember.
It's been so long since I've watched Lord of
Right.
the Rings, and the Two Towers is a little bit of a difficult thing for me due to something that happened in my personal life, and so it's hard for me to go back and rewatch it. So I've only seen it all together 2 times. That's saying a lot because I've seen Fellowship and Return and the Hobbit trilogy bukus.
The Hobbit should not have been a trilogy.
The Hobbit should not have been a trilogy.
No.
It would have been better as
a single movie, maybe.
No, it should have been 2 parts.
Perhaps.
If they wouldn't have spent.
Anyways, that's not Star Wars related.
Yeah, no, not Star Wars related.
Yeah, so we're
not
gonna
going to get into my theories about it.
Yeah. All right. So on that fun note, my goodness, be sure to like, subscribe, do the bell flashy thingy over here so you do not miss our finale reaction, and where we're not just going to talk about the finale, we're going to just do a whole feeling about the whole series.
Yep.
Recap type of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Patreon is a thing.
Yes, Patreon is a thing. So, until the next time, bye-bye and be blessed, everyone.